Hi guys, Coach Carter here. Just wanted to come out with a new video, and I'm going to discuss the top 5 reasons why you should be lifting weights as a high school athlete and as a collegiate athlete or even as an adult. First, quick blurb. I put a lot of my lifting programs on highschoolweightlifting101.com. If you have any sport that you want to specifically train for, there's a lot of great workouts on there, and I also have a lot of other videos on High School Weightlifting 101 on YouTube. So that's another great source of information. I've had a lot of fun putting this information on the internet, and hopefully benefits you. But without further ado, let's get into our top 5. So first we're going to start with number 5. We'll count our way down. So number 5, weightlifting improves mental health and increases energy levels. Okay, so I think during 2020, one of the biggest side effects that we've been seeing going on is a decline in the mental health levels of our kids, and I think one of the big things that teachers and coaches are trying to find ways to improve is how do we keep our kids mentally healthy? While strength training won't solve all our mental health woes in America, it will, in my opinion, help somewhat because when you're working out, endorphins are released. Okay, so that's the natural feel-good drug. So anytime you exercise to a high level, that's going to make you feel really good and happy. When you look good, you feel good. I was listening to something on the radio, and it was a dating expert, and she was saying that she has this natural inclination to tell people, hey, look your best, feel your best. And I think we could all agree that when we look good, we feel good inside. So we're going to be burning fat, building muscle. When we're working out at a high level, it's going to increase our cardiorespiratory endurance, and it's going to make our daily tasks easier. So obviously, if you did aerobic exercise, you ran on a track or you ran miles in your backyard or something like that, you're going to increase your cardiorespiratory system. But working out will also increase that to a certain level. So when I have more strength endurance, when I have more cardiorespiratory endurance, it's going to make my daily life easier, which is going to boost my mood and energy levels. And then a little more wordy. Weightlifting is going to increase my stored ATP and glycogen levels, which is essentially going to give me more energy. I have more energy in my muscles, which is going to give me more energy to burn throughout my day. So improve mental health and improve energy levels is my number 5 reason why you should be strength training specifically as a high school athlete. Number 4, let's go into injury prevention. The stronger athletes are going to stay the healthiest throughout their season, right? Nothing hurts a coach, in my opinion, worse than seeing a kid have a season-ending injury, right? Whether it's a torn ACL, a broken limb, a strain, or tear. That stuff really hurts coaches, especially in those high-contact sports such as football, basketball. You never want to see a kid get injured like that. So how can we prevent that? Well, we can strength train. So strength training literally leads to thicker, stronger bones due to increased calcium absorption. So when you strength train, your bones bend. And when the bones bend, there's little pores that open up on them, and it allows more calcium to attach to them, which literally makes them thicker. So thicker bones are going to break less than a thinner bone. So in addition to positive nutrition, working out will actually make those bones thicker, which is going to help them stay healthier during the course of your season. Weightlifting also increases tendon and ligament strength. So those tendons around your shoulder, around your knees, those ligaments are actually going to increase in strength, which is going to help them stay intact for that long, arduous season during your sport. And then, the muscle and the joints and every, aspect of your body is going to get stronger, especially around those really high injury prone areas of your body, such as your shoulder, your low back, your knee, and your ankle. I know specifically in my athletic career when I was a junior in college, I planted wrong on my left knee, and I did not hear a pop, but I had some really, really bad swelling in my knee. And a couple months later, I got an MRI, and I had a partially torn ACL. Luckily, a partially torn ACL, there's really nothing you can do for it other than just to strengthen the muscles and ligaments around it. And I was able to play my junior season in college without having an ACL reconstruction, which would have been a 9 to 12 month rehab. So that's a good example of, when you strengthen those ligaments and those tendons and those muscles around those high injury prone areas, you're going to stay healthier. And I think everyone would agree a healthy athlete is what we're looking for. Our number 3 reason why you should be strength training is personal and team success. Okay, stronger individuals make stronger teams. Okay, so if you're an individual sport, obviously the strength you're going to gain is going to help you individually, but most high school athletics involve some sort of team component. If individually you're getting stronger, well, then you're making your team stronger. And more strong individuals is going to lead to more strength on that team as a whole, which is going to lead to more success. On the High School Weightlifting 101 website, there's some personal stories about either individual teams or programs that I've been associated with that have had a definite increase in win percentage after implementing the strength training program. But when implemented correctly, weightlifting improves team chemistry and camaraderie during the yearly training session. So I think this is a big one. When you are really getting things humming in the weight room, whether it's the strength coach or whether it's the actual on the field coach, there's going to be a certain chemistry that develops. And I love this quote by Dabo Sweeney. It says, "Rings don't go on soft hands." So you got to work to win. And I think especially in these real competitive team sports, in these high competitive areas of the high school and collegiate level, if you're not doing correct high-level strength training, you're going to be behind the eight ball. And I really, one of the biggest joys I've had as a strength coach over the years is seeing that team chemistry really develop through the weight room training sessions, and it carries over onto the field to more team success. So it's really hard to replicate working hard as a group and trying to see the camaraderie that develops with those kids. When you're working hard together on a daily basis, weekly basis, it's almost infectious that team's going to come together as a really strong group. So my number 2 reason why weightlifting is essential is it improves all essential traits of athleticism. So I think this would be more common sense. You're going to get stronger, but more specifically, it's going to increase the muscular size, strength, endurance. So not only is it going to get bigger if you're eating correctly, but it's also going to increase the strength and endurance of the muscle. It's going to increase power output and explosiveness. So specifically for athletes, right? We just don't want strong, bulky, slow kids. We need explosive. We need high power output athletes to run effectively, to jump effectively, to explode. Example from the football terminology in the trenches, you got to have kids that are explosive and strong. And when you implement that in the weight room, it's going to translate onto the field if done properly. You're going to increase your speed, agility, and jumping height. So one thing that I found pretty interesting as I was getting into the coaching world was a coach told me when I just started, he says, "Brad, when you get stronger, well, it's going to increase your force through the ground, which is going to make you faster." And it kind of had me thinking, well, you can get faster in the weight room. It's true, right? When you get more muscle and you get more power output to put force into the ground, that's going to give you more force forward and vertically as you are performing your athletic movement. So, obviously we're going to incorporate speed drills and agility drills on top of the weightlifting, but just the fact that you're lifting weights is going to strengthen that foundation for more speed and agility moving forward. And then it's going to increase balance, ability, and coordination. You'll really see this with your 8th, 9th grade kids. After 4 to 5 weeks, a couple months in the weight room, you'll really see them start moving more efficiently and more effectively. That's going to translate onto the field, which again would tie into our number 5 reason is it's going to increase decrease the likelihood of injury. So yes, if you lift weights properly, you will develop into a better athlete, which is, probably all of our goals in the weight room. And number 1, to me, as a coach and teacher, my number 1 reason strength training is essential. It develops character. I think, this could be said for all athletics, but specifically for strength training. Weight training is hard and it is difficult to improve, especially as kids get older. So you're not going to get a kid gaining strength unless he's working. When I first started, I wasn't doing things probably as good as I should because I was learning. I had kids that didn't really develop strength over the course of months because I wasn't doing certain things in the weight room to help them develop their strength. But when they are working hard and they're in the right program, they will develop strength. If they're not working hard, especially as they get older, they're not going to develop that strength and gain upon their previous foundation that they've established. So, a lot of kids nowadays don't do a lot of yard work. A lot of kids nowadays, they're not, doing a lot of chores. Where are they learning how to work? And they definitely, learn that skill in the weight room. It learns that it takes work to achieve their goals, whether that's improving a max, whether that's improving a 40-yard dash, whether that's improving something on the field. They learn that it's not going to come easy. If they want to improve from a previous PR, they have to work harder to attain that. And I also think athletes are impatient by realizing that it takes time for quality athleticism and strength to be developed. And I'm sure anybody that's around kids on a regular basis knows that they got this on their fingertips 24/7. They have no patience because they don't develop. How are they going to learn patience when anything they want they can get on the internet? They can take a picture of it. They can text their friends within a second and they respond. So how are they learning patience? Well, one of the ways, in my opinion, is they know, hey, my max was 405 on the squat. It's going to take 2 months for me to gain the strength necessary to improve on that number. And over the course of months to years, that patience skill is developed in the athletes that stick it through. And again, I think this could be a blanket statement for all athletics in general, but there are very few activities that kids participate in on a regular basis that develop these essential life skills better than athletics, and specifically strength training. And I think you ask any parent, you ask any teacher, you ask any kid in reality, developing some character in the realm of hard work, difficult tasks, and patience would be some traits that we want our young people to exhibit. And to me, strength training really just ties it all together. So I just love the fact that not only are you developing stronger athletes by strength training, but you're also developing kids of high character. And a little quote that I like to use in the weight room is, the weights won't move themselves, let's get moving. So, they're not going to move. Okay, the only way they're moving is by somebody getting under that bar and moving it and working. And that's what I love about the weight room, is nothing is given, everything's earned. So, hopefully, you guys agree or disagree. To me, that's why I love this field of exercise, and I think there's just tons and tons of benefits for all ages, especially the high school age group, to learn from by strength training. And hopefully you guys can visit the website and the channel and gain some more knowledge. Thanks for watching.